Take a clean sheet of paper and write down goals in today's date, and then write down 10 goals that you would like to accomplish in the next 12 months. And write them in the present tense, almost like you're submitting an order. And just write that: I earn, I achieve, I weigh, I drive such and such a car, own whatever it happens to be, and the goals will be financial goals, family goals, physical goals, and so on. Write down. Most men walk through life feeling like everything is out of control. They blame the clock, the boss, the economy, the responsibilities, the chaos of the modern world. They say things like, I don't have time, life is too fast, everything is urgent, and they truly believe that this is the reason they are stuck. But the real problem is not the speed of the world, it is the lack of structure inside the man. Life does not organize itself. Your days will not line up magically in your favor just because you are a good person or because you try hard. As Brian Tracy and many great mentors have taught for decades, your life bends in the direction of your decisions, not your wishes. If you refuse to take control, chaos will gladly lead for you. And that chaos does not just steal your energy, it slowly eats away at your dreams, your self-respect, and your sense of direction. Every day that you live without order is a silent, invisible leak of potential. You do not need more hours. You need more intention. You do not need to do more things. You need to do the right things in the right order. When you organize your life, you are not just managing time, you are taking the wheel of your own destiny. Success stops being a distant fantasy and starts becoming the natural result of well-used days. Look at how most people live. They wake up late, rush through the morning, check their phone before checking their mind, run from one task to another, react to messages, notifications, and problems they did not plan for, and by the time the day ends, they are exhausted and confused. If you ask them, what did you really move forward today? They often do not know. They feel tired, but not fulfilled, busy, but not productive, overwhelmed, but not advanced. And then they say they need more motivation. But the issue is not motivation, the issue is the absence of order. When there is no structure, your energy spreads in every direction and never penetrates deeply and ninguna. Your mind jumps from thought to thought. Your goals stay blurry in the background. You become a slave to urgency and noise. Organizing your life begins with one hard, mature decision. Stop improvising. Stop waking up and seeing what happens. Stop living as if your time were infinite. Every minute you leave without direction is not neutral, it is lost forever. You will never get this exact day back. That is why you must sit down with yourself, brutally honest, and design your life on purpose instead of letting it form by accident. The first field you must conquer is time. Not in a neurotic way, not counting every second like a machine, but treating your day as a sacred resource. Ask yourself with brutal clarity, at what time do I wake up? What do I do in my first hour? What are the small repetitive actions that steal my time every single day and give me absolutely nothing in return? At what moment of the day am I sharper, more creative, more focused? If you do not measure, you cannot improve. If you do not plan, you will keep spinning in the same circles. Designing your day is not about filling it with more tasks. It is about choosing your battles. Decide the 3 most important actions that truly move your life forward. Write them down the night before and the next day before reacting to messages, before opening social media, before letting the outside world invade your mind. Do them. Complete what really matters before everything that screams but does not count. When you do the important before the urgent, your life starts to realign. You recover your sense of control. You stop feeling like a victim of the clock and start feeling like a leader of your day. But order is not only about time, it is also about space. The place where you sleep, work, eat, and rest is not something superficial. It is a mirror of your mind. A messy room, a chaotic desk, a house full of objects thrown everywhere are not just aesthetic problems. They reflect inner saturation. You say you want clarity, but your eyes are bombarded with visual noise. You say you want focus, but your environment constantly pulls you away. Organization of space is not about perfection or luxury. It is about functionality. Every object should have a purpose and a place. Every tool you use frequently should be easy to reach. Every corner you see often should help you move forward, not hold you back. You do not need a mansion. You do not need expensive furniture. You do not need anything fancy. You need structure, a bed that is made, a desk that is clean, a closet you understand. When you start putting order around you, something subtle but powerful happens inside you. Your mind breathes, your thoughts calm down, your decisions become sharper. The disorder you allow outside is always related to the disorder you tolerate within. Then comes a field that many men ignore until it is too late: money. You can have good habits, routines, even discipline. But if your finances are in chaos, your life will feel like a constant emergency. No matter how strong your mindset is, if your wallet is drowning, your peace will be fragile. There is no true freedom while you live with the silent fear of not being able to pay your bills, of not knowing where your money went, of carrying debts that grow quietly in the background. Organizing your life requires organizing your finances. This has nothing to do with being rich or poor. It has to do with respect. Respect for what you receive and for the future you want to build. The first step is not to earn more. It is to see the truth. Write down your fixed expenses. Track your variable expenses from the last month. No excuses, no I think, no more or less. Numbers. Cold reality. Only then will you see clearly where you are bleeding money, what small habits are stealing your freedom, which purchases are not needs, but emotional escape. After that, decide on a minimum saving percentage, even if it is 5% of your income. The amount is less important than the identity you are building. A man who thinks beyond the moment, who is able to delay gratification, who respects his future self. Financial order is not a punishment. It is a foundation. It allows you to decide from clarity instead of fear. It gives you margin to invest, to take opportunities, to rest without guilt. If you do not learn to live with less than what you earn, you will always be controlled, no matter how much money passes through your hand. Order also has a mental dimension: your attention. Your life is, in the deepest sense, what you pay attention to. If your attention is constantly fragmented by notifications, gossip, news, and meaningless content, your inner world becomes a battlefield of distractions. The modern world is designed to hijack your focus. Every app, every platform, every algorithm fights for one thing: your eyes and your mind. If you do not set boundaries, you will end every day exhausted and empty, with the bitter feeling of having done nothing that really matters. A disorganized mind jumps from stimulus to stimulus and never goes deep. You cannot do deep work in shallow focus. You cannot create something powerful while checking your phone every 3 minutes. Organizing your attention means declaring war on everything that steals your focus without giving you real value. Turn off non-essential notifications. Remove apps that you know only waste your time. Set specific times to answer messages and emails instead of reacting every time your phone vibrates. Create windows of work in which nothing interrupts you. No social media, no chats, no external noise. At the beginning, your brain will protest. It is addicted to dopamine hits. You will want to check your phone just for a second. Resist. Every minute that you win back from distraction is a brick in the construction of your new life. In a world of scattered minds, the man who can concentrate becomes unstoppable. There is also the emotional order, the most invisible and the most ignored. You can plan your calendar and organize your room, but if your emotions are out of control, your behavior will be inconsistent. Many men live trapped in cycles of enthusiasm and collapse. They get motivated, start strong, something goes wrong, frustration appears, they give up, and then weeks or months later, they start again. This is not a lack of desire. It is a lack of emotional management. Your feelings are not your boss. They are indicators: anxiety, anger, sadness, fear. None of them are enemies by themselves, but if you let them drive, they will crash your life. Organizing your inner world means learning to observe what you feel without obeying it blindly. You can be afraid and still act. You can be tired and still keep your word. You can be frustrated and still maintain your standards. A simple but powerful habit is to take a few minutes every night to review your day emotionally. What upset you? What gave you peace? What triggered procrastination? What thoughts kept repeating in your mind? Writing these observations, if necessary, will show you patterns. Once you see the pattern, you can change it. The goal is not to suppress emotions, but to channel them. Anger can become determination. Sadness can lead to reflection and better decisions. Anxiety can be a signal that something must be adjusted in your life. None of that happens by accident. It happens when you are willing to look inside with honesty. And then there is the order in your relationships. You can create a perfect schedule, a clean environment, and a solid budget. But if you surround yourself with people who drain your energy, laugh at your discipline, or sabotage your attempts to grow, your progress will always feel heavy and slow. The humans you allow into your inner circle are not neutral. They are forces. Some pull you upward, some pull you down, some wake up your best qualities, some feed your worst habits. Organizing your life means doing a quiet but firm audit of your relationship. Ask yourself, who lifts my standards simply by being near me? Who respects my time and my goals? Who constantly invites me to distraction, to drama, to staying small? This is not about hating or judging anyone. It is about understanding influence. A relationship can be familiar and comfortable and still be deeply misaligned with the future you want. You cannot build a strong life while staying tied to people who are committed to chaos. Boundaries are one of the most powerful structural tools you will ever use. Decide what you will tolerate and what you will not. Decide what kind of conversations you will continue having and which ones you will step away from. You do not have to be available for everyone at every moment. You do not have to answer every message instantly. You do not have to carry the emotional weight of others as if it were your own duty. When you start respecting your time and your path, the people around you are forced to adjust. Those who cannot handle that may leave, and it is painful, but it is also purification. Those who stay and those who arrive later will be people who support your order instead of destroying it. To sustain all of this, you need systems and routines. Many men resist the idea of routine because they believe it kills spontaneity or makes life boring. In reality, the opposite is true. A solid routine is not a prison. It is a runway. It is the structure that allows you to use your freedom instead of wasting it. When your key decisions are already taken, when you know at what time you wake up, when you train, when you study, when you work on your personal project, you stop negotiating with yourself every day. You save mental energy. You reduce internal debate. You free your willpower for bigger decisions. A strong morning routine is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. You do not need 3 hours or a perfect list. You need a small sequence of powerful habits. Wake up at a consistent time. Hydrate your body. Move. Read or listen to something that feeds your mind. Write your top priorities. Do not aim for perfection. Aim for consistency. During the day, divide your work into blocks. Blocks for deep work, blocks for shallow tasks, blocks for rest. Do one thing at a time. Multitasking is a sophisticated form of self-sabotage. At night, close the day with intention. Review what you achieved. Extract a lesson from what went wrong. Plan tomorrow and give thanks. In that simple ritual, you send a clear signal to your brain. I am in charge here. There is order. There is direction. You will not follow your routine perfectly every single day, but the power is in returning to it quickly, again and again, until it becomes your default. All of this time, space, money, attention, emotions, relationships, routines